Hey guys, how's it going? Marcelo here. It's late at night right now at the time of this recording. I'm at my house again, but just recently I heard that the Crash stuff is fake. It really sucks, but the huge adventure being on the Virtual Console is indeed fake. What made it so convincing though, what I'm going to talk about in this video are the factors that this guy, I don't remember his name, it's going to be right here, but the factors that this guy took into consideration and just what went into this leak in general, that's what I'll be talking about and why I thought it was convincing, as I'm sure many of you thought it was convincing as well with these factors. But this was some like artsy Omni-ass shit right here. This was just on another level of leaks. You thought that the artsy Omni stuff was probably real when he did Rayman back then. It was, no, this right here actually was pretty legit looking anyway. So there's three factors that went into this, that I see anyway. The first one being the timing. The timing was impeccable, with the fact that a bunch of people are constantly tweeting to Activision and a lot of the higher-ups in Activision and at Sony to pay attention to Crash since the 20th anniversary is next year. With all of that hype and all of that business going on, this leak comes out of nowhere going, hey, the 20th anniversary, yeah, but, well, mainly it wasn't about the 20th anniversary, it was just more of the huge adventure coming to Virtual Console, and that got everyone's attention because of all this hype and all this attention to Crash that Crash has been getting lately. So, with something official potentially happening, we were all like, oh shit, something's happening. You know, something is all we need, so we'll grab onto anything in terms of Crash news. But this leak came out, and we were like, okay, we can see this happening. And that leads into point two, factor two, which is the huge adventure made so much sense. That was like the perfect choice to put on Virtual Console. Why? Because it was Crash's first game on a Nintendo console. So it made sense. Like, it beats out Wrath of Cortex by like a year. Because Wrath of Cortex was the first Crash to go multi-platform. Huge Adventure came out a year before it, and it was only on the Game Boy. So it made a lot of sense for it being Crash's first game on a Nintendo console, and the fact that Crash's anniversary is getting so much attention from the fans and everything, and all this hype is being generated. That game, and with the leaks, you know, not even that game, but Entranced, its follow-up, and the GBA port of Crash Nitro Kart, those ones were rumored, you know, leaked to be coming to Virtual Console. But the fact that they started off with rumors, you know, starting off with Huge Adventure, that made a lot of sense. The third point, dear God, what was the third point? I just have so many. I wish this was real. I really wish that this was actually a thing. The timing, the specific game, and probably just the hype, I think, was my third point. Just the hype and the fact that it's Crash's 20th anniversary next year, so anything can happen. And with this, you know, speaking out for what could become of the future of the franchise. Will Crash be revitalized? Because this could, you know, back when we thought it, this was happening. It could have led to more things. And, you know, in terms of like Activision making another full-blown game, because, you know, it's been revealed recently that they've renewed their the rights for another like 10 years or so, and it could have led to more. I guess that's my third point. It could have led to so much more if it really was real. So, oh no, wait, hold on, what am I talking about? So that, consider that the bonus point. The third point, which I just remembered, sorry for being all scatterbrained, is the look of it. The actual look, so let me just put that little conversation on pause about the future of Crash, and let's talk about the look. It looked really convincing. Like I just said at the beginning of the video, this was some artsy Omni level stuff. With the fact that he didn't just show screenshots or whatnot. It was, you know, even in the vein of artsy Omni, he didn't just show screenshots, which he did, but he also showed video evidence that, you know, it looked legit. And with this, with Crash Huge Adventure, now he didn't show Crash Nitro Kart and Trans being played. It was just a huge adventure. But the way it looked pretty convincing. Something in the back of my head was telling me that it didn't look all that real. Like, I wasn't trying to read too much into it because, again, it's a leak. And like I just said also at the beginning of the video, when it comes to leaks, I'm like, alright, this is a thing that people are talking about. But with Crash, again, with the other two factors of, you know, the attention, the timing, the specific game that was being shown off and talked about, it all just added up into, like, it made too much sense. So with the look of it, it really did look, for the most part, like it was being played on Virtual Console, even with the Wii U menu, the Wii U's pause menu being in there, so he could show that he was going to exit out to go back to the main Wii U menu with all the games and the settings and whatnot, just to go back in to show that he's restarting it and all that. It looked legit. When it came to the actual gameplay of the game, to me it kind of looked like they could have just taken footage from a recording off the GameCube via the Game Boy player and then doctored it in somehow and made it look all nice and pretty like it was legit. The thing was, though, it did look legit, so I guess they did do their job right. The job got done and it looked authentic. I don't know, though. I mean, with all these factors that came in, so those are the factors, in fact, you know, indeed, that went into. I don't know if, you know, he intentionally did all this stuff or, you know, took those kinds of factors into consideration, but yeah, I mean, kudos to him, because I'm not upset that this, you know, I'm upset that it's fake, not the fact that it's around, that it was like, that this rumor leak exists, you know, before we found out it was fake, but it could have happened. Like, this could have been a legit thing. So like Artsy, I'm just gonna keep making that, you know, comparison with Artsy Omni and how the timing and everything for the Rayman leak, how that all coincided with the footage, how he did it, and the screenshots for the fact that he made the 3D, it's not even a 3D model, he made the image and it's just like a 2D image, you know, but he made it look like it was a legit 3D model. Just the look of it, the timing, and all of that stuff. Specifically how Rayman, because it made sense for Rayman. I've mentioned it in my previous Crash video, where his hype has been getting, this is not about Rayman, I'm sorry, but I mean, just to further the example, he started getting big on, with these last two installments, Rayman Origins and Legends, primarily on the Wii and Wii U. So with Crash, The Huge Adventure, it just made sense because it was Crash's very first game on a Nintendo console. So even if Crash for Smash actually happened, you know, to bring that up a little bit, that would have made sense because, you know, even though I'm a little not totally for it, just because, check out the previous video to hear my thoughts on that, but if this leak was real and it happened, then there technically would be a reason, I guess, to put Crash into Smash Bros. And I don't know, it was all nicely done. I have no other words to say. I need to go to bed right now. It's late at night. Anyway, so those are my thoughts. This guy, you know, did a really good job. Kudos to you. Your name, I'm so sorry, I don't know your name. So yeah, I wish this leak actually was real because, you know, I would get the Virtual Console version. You saw in the previous video I do have the original on the Game Boy Advance, but I would get the Virtual Console version. And to throw this in real quick, if there was an HD re-release of, I did mention this in the previous video as well, but if there were an HD re-release on the original Naughty Dog trilogy, and it was specifically marketed for Crash's 20th anniversary, I would get it. See how it goes and how they remaster it, you know, with it being in HD and all that. It'd be cool. So I am sad this leak didn't happen to be true, but let's just keep paying attention to Crash and sending out the message. I'm tired. I'm Marcelo. This was a video. Take care. I have to end it somehow. I don't fucking know.